Wagwan people, this is your boy Rome. Welcome to all you waste man and waste woman out there. This is, of course, the captain, the leader for the waste man mafia, and you man are watching the fourth official.
Hex, I try explain. Tell me no why you're none fear stress my brain. Me hex them, vex them, still a text, and still a try fi explain. See me on the right, girl, better take the left lane. Hex, I try explain.
Lately, there's been a lot of talk on social media, football, Twitter, on and on about differences in opinions, and it just seems as if those guys who are going to games, watching games live, living that type of dream. It seems as if there's this hidden insinuation as if their perspective or their opinion is more valid or has more weight from those who hasn't been to a game. Those men who are not born in England or were not able to go to games live. What we're going to do here today on the fourth official is dispel that notion. Fans around the world are just as passionate about their teams, love the teams just as much as those men who are able to go to the stadium every day and watch the teams play live. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to give you 3 reasons why fans around the world are held in high regard just as much as those fans who are able to go to the games live and make a lot of noises. All right. Reason number 1. The people that are born in England or in Spain or wherever you are that you're able to watch these games live. If you're born in Manchester or London and you're able to support your team every week, you man were basically forced to support that team because of your parents and your culture, right? Some of you guys support the team because it's a team of your community. Some of you guys support the team because it's a team that your father supports or your mother, or your parents supports, right? People who are born all over the world who are not born in England support their teams because they discovered the love for their teams. I'm going to give you an example. I was born and raised in Jamaica. I had to discover the English Premier League. I had to discover Manchester United. I had to discover a love itself for football. What brought me to Manchester United wasn't my father, it wasn't my uncle. It wasn't because I was born in Manchester. It was because I was watching the sports news one night and saw Alex Ferguson sitting in his stands, chewing his gum, and watching David Beckham swinging crosses from the right-hand side, watching Van Nistelrooy knocking in goal after goal, watching Paul Scholes throwing volley on the top of the 18, Fabian Barthez creating all sorts of antics in the goal, watching Nemanja Vidic and Ferdinand standing up in the back like 2 bulldozers. That's what brought me to Manchester United. I wasn't watching full games, but I had to discover the club and discover the love for that club, discover the greatness of that club. And that's what brought me to Manchester United. As a teenager in the early 2000 to 2005, Manchester United were either there or thereabouts. Manchester United were the club we had to depend on to stop Arsenal when they were the so-called invincibles. Manchester United were the club to kick Chelsea off the edge of the perch after Roman Abramovich came over and took over the EPL with the oil money. You can always depend on Manchester United to build the English Premier League. Manchester United was the club that gave the English Premier League the stature it has today. And as such, I fell in love with that part of the club. I fell in love with football and I fell in love with Manchester United. So that doesn't give you the right to say your opinion is better than mine because you were born in England or born in Manchester. And the same goes for Chelsea and Chelsea fans. Same goes for all the Gooners. I had Arsenal friends. I had Chelsea friends. And these men chose to support the team because of something they saw or someone that they saw that gave them that, hey, listen, I'm going to support this team because I love the way this team plays. I like that player. Reason number 2 why I think fans across the world, their opinion stand as just as in high regard as the fans that are sitting in the stands. We have to struggle to see these games. So while you're born in England or you're raised in England and you get to watch the Sky Sports or you even get to watch the games live, man like me, I grew up in Jamaica in the 1990s. We had 2 TV channels, bro. 2 TV channels. TVJ, CVN, 2. And in a household of 7, we have 1 TV. Let me put that in perspective to you. 1 TV. Yeah? Which means, obviously, that we have to be sharing airtime, right? So just so that we understand each other, yeah? We had 1 TV, 7 individuals in this house. And on those 2 channels that we had to watch, you can only see the sports news at 7:30 at night on TVJ and 8:30 at night on CVM. And the sports news report is coming for 15 minutes. And within that 15 minutes, that sports news report will have to encompass all the sports news around Jamaica and then whatever football news that's going on around the world. So that encompasses cricket, horse race, the football news in Jamaica, any little sports news that's going on in high school, whether it's champs, football in high school, whatever that is. For 15 minutes, we had to watch the sports news. And for allotted out of that 15 minutes was probably anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes where you would probably get the English Premier League highlights if there were games that played that day or the day before. So every day I had a 3-minute window where I could see my favorite team either play and win, play and lose, or draw. And remember, games are not every day, right? So every day, but you don't know when these games are because, again, you're not in it. This is not the time of the internet. This is not the time when we all had phones. So one had to be in front of the TV every day between 7:30, 7:45, 8:30, 8:45, just so that one could see Manchester United. So we had to develop a stringent regime. So you man didn't go through nothing to see your team. People like me, who grew up like me in Jamaica and other places around the world, we had to. But be that as it may, the story gets even better. Because I believe that back in the day, there was a conspiracy between the TV channels, which again, 2 TV channels, and women in Jamaica. And I say that because the TV sports news come within the news hour, which means the news hour starts at 7, ends at 8. Sports news right in between at 7:30. The same for CVM. The news hour starts at 8, ends at 9. Sports news right in the middle at 8:30, right? Well, guess what? The 7 o'clock hour on CVM is the soap opera called Young and the Reckless. And the 8 o'clock hour on TVJ is a soap opera with the music called Bold and Beautiful. I will never forget because many a times I cry because mother want to watch our soap opera, which means the entire news hour gone. I cannot watch 7:30. I can't watch the news because my mother watch Young and Reckless. And then she just switch the channel, boom. 8:30, Bold and Beautiful. Can't watch the sports news. So can you imagine a 13-year-old or 14-year-old have to fight just to watch the sports news? The amount of times me have to finesse my mother just to watch the sports news. And you're going to tell me your experience or your opinion is better than mine because you're able to watch them? Nah, bro. Nah. I remember to this day when we have the black and white TV and you had to walk up to the TV and turn it up, boom, boom, over to 9 because CVM was on channel 9 and TVJ was on channel 7. So you don't want to change it back, you go boom, boom, back to 7. Those were the days. Am I mad about them days? No, I'm not. But those were the days that made me into a Manchester United fan because I knew then that regardless of what might happen, I'm going to watch the 7:30 news. We know the beating I'm going to get from my mother, that's fine. Still, I go watch the 7:30 news. Things got a whole lot better the more time progressed, right? You start getting exposed to cell phones, you start getting exposed to the internet. Eventually, and this was after I left Jamaica, my parents finally get cable. So you've been watching sport, you've been watching football all your life. You have the privilege to watch it live or even on Sky Sports or whatnot. But you don't know what people around the world have to go through just to watch their team play. So you man can't say, you might be more passionate in the stands. But I'm sure I'm as passionate in my living room or my basement when watching the team playing, bro. So calm down. Calm your blood yourself. And before we get into the third reason why I think fans around the world, whether you're a Manchester United fan, Chelsea fan, however, your opinion is just as valid as them and they're born and raised in England. Make sure you drop a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And this is about to be the third reason why I think our opinion as foreign fans is what I call us. The foreign fans are just as valid as them and they watch the games. And that reason is we have a acute advantage that they don't. Think about it. The man in the stands watching the game easily get distracted. We have the advantage of TV where we can see things. A lot of things get replayed. So when it comes to our opinion, we can express our opinion with a little bit of advantage because we've been watching these men play over and over. You miss a whole lot of stuff when you watch the games live. So the next time you on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you are expressing your opinion on one particular team, and someone tries to belittle your opinion and try to prevent you from expressing said opinions because you don't live in England or you don't live in Spain, you don't watch them play live. On my behalf, please give him a royal fuck you. Fans who struggle to watch the team play from day one, fans like you that been watching Manchester United from they have Sharp on them shirt to Vodafone. We've been struggling just to see a glimpse of them play. 3 minutes out of every hour, 2 hours every day. 3 minutes out of every 15-minute segment of sports news. Fighting your mother just so you can watch the sports news because she want to watch soap opera. Tell them, go. Are you waste man and waste woman out there? Thank you all for listening. This has been the Fourth Official. Make sure you drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and let me know what your struggles have been in watching football as a kid growing up. Manners.